Hey guys, Tisha here, and we're back for what I'm calling Sister Wives, the beginning of the end. This is a rewatch. So, what I decided to do based on some of the comments that I received on Twitter was go back, watch some of these episodes, and talk about them. Now, I don't know how many episodes I'm going to do. I guess it's going to really be based on the comments, the likes, the views. But we're gonna try a few and see how it goes. While I was watching this, I can't help but wonder how we did not see what a hot mess that all of this was back in 2010 when the show premiered. So Cody's riding around and telling us about his wives, and we find out that at this time he has 3 wives. Mary, who he's been married to for 20 years. Janelle, who he's been married to for 17 years. And Christine, who he's been married to for 16 years. And between those 3 wives, he has 12 kids. Now, at this point, Cody is letting us know that love should be multiplied, not divided. So we see this huge house that we find out has been built by a polygamous family. We see Cody kiss Janelle. We see, on the head, we see him embrace Mary. We see him embrace Christine, as well as rub her belly. We find out that as a family, they not only pray together 3 times a week, but they eat together 3 times a week. We get the backstory of Cody, how he wasn't originally a polygamist, but he became a follower around the age of 21. He kind of made it seem like it was a little bit through Mary, because he brought up the fact that he was hanging out with Mary's dad, and Mary's dad had 5 wives. He converted and then he married Mary. We find out that he's in advertising sales, whatever that is. He said that one of the reasons why he has this job is because he doesn't have to work all the time, that he can pick his hours. So if he wants to work 60 hours, then he can work 60 hours. If he doesn't want to work 60 hours, then he doesn't have to. So when I heard that, I was like, okay, so Cody, you have time. Now, do I think you still have this job? I don't think so. I guess we'll watch further along to find that out. But the fact that you made a point of letting us know that says, okay, you did have time to spend with your wives and these kids because you could make your own schedule. They ask about the kids and if they want them to be in polygamy, and all the ladies say that they just want their kids to pick their own path. Cody emphasizes the fact that he believes in marrying for love. So if you can sit here in 2010 and say that you believe in marrying for love, what changed? Because in present day, we're saying that you never loved Christine. So were you just saying that because it sounded good? Did you just marry Christine for status? Like, what's the true reason that you love Christine? Or did you really love her back then and you're just saying you don't love her now because you wanted to hurt her? He claimed that he started keeping a record of his time because he noticed that he wasn't spending the right amount of time with some of the wives because they pointed it out. So he said that at least once a week, he tries to take them out. Mary let it be known that when Cody is upset with one of his other wives, that it affects their relationship. So very early on, we're hearing little things about Cody and his dynamic with his wives and how he treats his wives. But I don't think we were really like taking it for what it is, because you all say that each relationship is separate. But here we have Mary in 2010 saying, when he's upset with one wife, it affects my relationship. It shouldn't affect it if Cody's operating correctly like he's supposed to in polygamy. We find out that Mary thought that she would have more kids, but it just didn't happen. And she said that she's okay with that now, that it used to be a problem earlier on in the relationship, but now she's okay. So why is it that later on in further seasons that we're going to have all this talk about you conceiving and Robin being a surrogate and all this other stuff, if at this point, when the show is now here, we're being told out of Mary's own mouth that she's okay with the one child that she has now, and if she happens to have another, then she'll just consider that a blessing. Mary says she wants to go back to college and she wants to study psychology, which I think is cute because Mary, I don't think Mary did it. I don't remember if Mary did it, but I know that Mary's child has done that. I'm going to try to be respectful of Mary's child's pronouns, so I'm going to try not to call Mary's child by their name. But if I make a mistake, please do not hold it against me, because you guys got to remember, in this episode, Mary's child is continuously being called by what was their given name back when they were 14. So if I slip up, don't hold it against me. Cody says that Mary has been one of the biggest blessings because Mary is who wanted plural marriage, and she basically brought the other wives in because she's the first point of contact. Like, she bonds with the wives and then they go from there. We then find out more about Janelle. Janelle has 5 kids, which are ages 5 through 16. I believe they said Logan was 16. She grew up a Mormon, and these women were her polygamous friends. And as a result, she got close to them and ended up marrying Cody. Now, I like Janelle, but this story now doesn't make sense because we now know that Mary was originally Janelle's sister-in-law, that at some point Janelle was married to Mary's brother. So was her brother not a polygamist? Is this really that new to you? She got married at 22 and she didn't feel like it was that big of a deal because she was already around the family. She gets up in the morning and leaves for work. She lets it be known that she prefers to work and not be in the house. So we see Logan, who is the oldest of her children, get up 30 minutes early to make breakfast, hot breakfast, for the siblings from his mom. These older children were forced to take care of the younger kids at a very young age, and I don't understand why these women kept popping out babies, because it wasn't fair to the older children to have to basically take on the role of parents. So Janelle, you don't want to be in the house with your kids, you rather just work, but you kept having children. And it seems like you and Christine had, well, not you and Christine, because Mary's is close in age too. All y'all at some point in time were all pregnant at the same time. So Cody was busy and so were you all. But Janelle feels like it's okay that she kept having these kids because she has Christine to help take care of them, and she can make her phone call every now and then to check in on them. I'm not ragging on moms who have to work, because I am a mom of one and I had to work. I still have to work. But it is not a child's responsibility to take care of my child. Just my opinion. Some of you may disagree. I know that I've seen a lot of this dynamic in my family as far as both of my parents are concerned, because there were so many siblings and all of that. But I don't feel like it's fair to the children. So I always said that if I was ever in that situation, I just wouldn't do it. We then get to Christine. Christine has 5 kids with Truly on the way. Her children at this point range from ages 14 to 6. She said that she loved Cody a lot and he eventually loved her. Once again, did Cody love her or did he not love her? Because now we hear something different. She grew up in polygamy and she says she always knew that's what she wanted. She didn't want to be the first wife. She wanted to be the third wife because she was always told, like, the first wife and the second wife are having problems. The third wife comes in to fix it. So Christine very much so was part of the glue for the family. She did help alleviate some of the problems. We find this out later on. Cody says that she's the greatest cook. but she manages to burn toast because she's so busy doing so many things and she doesn't believe in using toaster ovens. So I just immediately was like, this woman is super pregnant, but she's taking care of her kids and Janelle's kids, getting up, ironing, doing all these things. Meanwhile, we find out later on that Cody is courting someone while all this is going on. She's so selfish. Christine said that she wanted the family. She didn't want a situation where she was the woman that tore the family apart. While all this is going on, and I use this as the thumbnail for this picture, we see the layout of the house. We are told Janelle has the entire left side, and I didn't notice it at first, but the entire left side is literally upstairs and downstairs of the left side, one half of the house, upstairs and downstairs. So to me, it looks like Janelle had the most space. We then see that Mary, who has one child, has the top right side. And Christine, who at that time had 5 kids and a baby on the way, had the bottom right side. In order for her to like go through certain parts of the house to get outside or whatever, she had to go upstairs into Mary's area or out the back. So in present day, Cody and Robin are trying to, and Mary are trying to make us feel like Christine was favored so much, and they told us that whole story about the Christmas gifts, that one Christmas she got all these gifts and whatever else, where we see that Christine was in the basement, first floor, with that little bit of space for all those children. Even her room looked small. Mary's room looked like what was a king-size bed in it. I could see a fireplace and a lot of space, whereas Christine's bed was right next to the door. So how much space did Christine, the favored wife, have? Everyone gets together because Cody has an announcement. Janelle says that she suspects something is going on. Both Mary and Janelle made comments about how it's been boring and they feel like it's time for another wife. It's been boring for who? Boring for Christine, who's getting up at 6 something in the morning to make breakfast for her children and her husband, who has another child on the way, who at some point was teaching the kids and doing all that stuff. Boring for her, or boring for Mary, who is working as well as studying for school, or boring for Janelle, who leaves the house to go to work and then comes home. I don't understand what part of that is boring, but we're gonna say that we need to have another wife. Christine makes it known that she feels like they are crazy and that it's fine just how it is. In other words, I don't want another wife. So, sorry, you guys, my allergies. So you guys are trying to make us believe that Robin was going to be this great addition to the family when one of the wives had already made it be known that she didn't feel like it was a good idea. Cody then gets in front of the kids and talks about how you guys remember Robin? You remember her 3 kids? Well, what do you think about if Robin's kids get added to our family? In this weird way, we find out that Robin is 30 and that she's being courted by Cody. And the way Janelle had earlier said, like, she's been noticing that Cody's been acting differently and she thinks that there's another woman or whatever, makes me know that you didn't have this conversation with your wives ahead of time. He then asked the children how they feel about going from 16 people to 21 people, pitching Robin like she's a pot of gold. Cody said Robin has her choice of men, but I want her to be a part of this family. He then asks the kids how they feel. For the most part, the younger kids are all excited because they think that they get to play with these other kids. But do they really understand at that age what's going on by this statement? He's asking the different kids. He gets to Mary's child, and Mary's child says it's going to be weird because we did not grow up with these kids. That's more people being added on to the family. And Mary's child is the only child that, to me, had sense in that. Mary said that there are jealousy issues. So before Robin even joined the family, Mary has had jealousy issues. Not just Christine, because remember, Cody fussed at Christine about how she never treated the family right and she didn't get along with these women, all this other stuff. When we're hearing from Mary's own mouth that she had jealousy issues, and she said it while Cody was sitting right next to her. Back then, Cody wants to hug and kiss everybody and tell them good night. We know he no longer does that. We then see Cody get in the car and drive to Robin, who we find out is 4 hours away, and he lets us know that he's been doing this for a couple of months. Who is paying for the gas and the hotel, if you even stayed in a hotel, while you are driving out here to court Robin? See, that alone already lets you know that Cody was not about his family from the very beginning. The last wife that you are with, you have been married to for 16 years. So it's been 16 years since another woman has been introduced to this family. And now with those other 3 wives coming so close together, you want to bring this new addition to the family, and they're just supposed to be okay with it. Christine says that this 4th woman better be one phenomenal woman, because adding a 4th wife changes things. This is reminding me of why I always like Christine. What I'm learning more and more from watching current episodes and now looking back at this first old one is that so far, Christine's the only one who's told the truth. Janelle's lied about some things. Mary has definitely lied about some things. Cody is a liar. But Christine, so far, is the only one that I could say she's been telling the truth. From day one, Christine let us know that she didn't think it was a good idea. So, she didn't think it was a good idea, but Janelle had a spiritual awakening that Robin was special. She's special, all right. She's special for Cody. Don't put that on God. Your spiritual awakening, don't put that on God. Sometimes people claim things and say that the universe told them this, or universe, and it's not. It's just you and your ego or your mental. You were bored and you wanted another wife, and he found somebody of interest. So that's how that went. I don't know if I saw... I can't remember. I feel like at some point early on that Christine's kids were babysitting Robin's kids, because who was watching the kids while they went out on this date? Either way, Christine's kids can watch Robin's kids, but Christine can't. This was interesting to watch. Robin and Cody were extremely giddy when they saw each other. It was like watching a pair of high schoolers. And I don't think that the first time they ever kissed was during the engagement. I think that that was a lie. Their energy just isn't giving me that. I think that Robin saw this family, found out at some point that they were going to be on TV, and took advantage of the situation. That's honestly what I thought. I think that we're going to dig into this a little bit more. But this first episode is already showing me that things were not right back in 2010 when this first started. Let me know your thoughts down below. Tell me if you think I should continue this. I don't know. We'll see. Until next time.